Help open doors for Catholic school education. 99% of our students graduate ready for college with critical thinking skills, strong values, and a desire to serve the community. On Tuesday, April 14th, the Lambs to Leaders Telethon, sponsored by Hope for the Future, will raise scholarship funds for children in the community seeking the Catholic school advantage. Your dollars open doors. Show your support on April 14th and make a pledge by calling 844-485-HOPE. And the Wellmed Charitable Foundation will match your pledge up to $100,000.
Hello, I'm Dr. George Rapier, founder and chairman of the Wellmed Charitable Foundation. I'd like to really thank you for tuning in to this inaugural Lambs to Leaders Telethon. The Wellmed Charitable Foundation is very proud to be the sponsor for this event, supporting quality Catholic education for children in our community. The Wellmed Charitable Foundation is the philanthropic partner of Wellmed, which is a medical organization specializing in health care for seniors. At Wellmed, we know many older adults who help their children and grandchildren in ways big and small.
one-person interview.
Sometimes seniors provide critical after-school care for working parents.
Yeah, you could do the
Others are actually raising their grandchildren, giving them food, shelter, and a loving home environment. And like all of us, they want a better life for their children and their grandchildren. That's why this telethon is so important. And that's why we are proud to be part of this important initiative to make Catholic school more affordable for families who want their children or their grandchildren to receive a quality, faith-based education. Remember, the Wellmed Charitable Foundation will match your donation to the Lambs to Leaders Telethon dollar for dollar, so double your money. I hope you'll join us and hope for the future in making a difference today for our children's and grandchildren's success and future tomorrow. I thank you in advance for your donation. Please call, please be generous in this very important telethon. Thank you.
Me too. That's you.
And welcome to the second annual Lambs to Leaders Telethon for Catholic School Education. Hello, folks. My name is Richard Reina, and I'm the General Manager for Guadalupe Radio Network here in South and Central Texas, KJMA 89.7 FM, radio for your soul. And I am joined here with Deacon Pat Rogers, the Director of Communications for the Archdiocese of San Antonio. And you are also going to see a lot of Brian Grundhafer. He is the CEO of Wellmed Medical Management. And well, this is our, again, second annual Lambs to Leaders Telethon. Here's where we need your help. We need you to pick up your phone and get ready to dial 844-485-HOPE. That's 844-485-4673. Get us started early because throughout these 4 hours, from 4 to 8 o'clock, we're going to have special interviews. We're going to bring you some wonderful performances by our Catholic school students. You're going to love today. It's going to be exciting, but we do need your call. Again, 844-485-4673, or go online to hopeforfuture.org. And if you're tweeting about today's event, you can use the hashtag L2L Telethon. And we'd love to get the word out there about today's telethon and have a wonderful, wonderful experience today. Wellmed Charitable Foundation is going to be doing a matching gift grant of $100,000. Well, what does that mean to you? It means every dollar that's called in and donated up to $100,000 will be matched dollar for dollar. That's tremendous. That is awesome. And maybe you're wondering about Hope for the Future. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Hope for the Future. Hope for the Future is an agency within the Archdiocese of San Antonio, and their mission is to raise funds in order to provide tuition assistance to families in financial need so their children can attend a Catholic school of their choice. For the 2014-2015 school year, Hope for the Future awarded $2.2 million. Oh, wow, they're already calling. That's awesome. In tuition assistance to over 2,000 students. Well, since its inception in 2008, Hope for the Future has given out $12 million in tuition assistance to provide the gift of a Catholic school education to thousands of children in San Antonio.
Well, Richard, we're very excited to be here too. We're with Catholic Television of San Antonio. If you got to give a plug, I got to give a plug too. I'm here on behalf of Catholic Television of San Antonio as well as the Archdiocese. We have a waiting list for Catholic schools this year, once again. Wouldn't it be great if we could start a year without saying we have a waiting list? 900 children are on that waiting list, and we hope that you will dial the phone, 1-844-485-HOPE, and in dialing that phone, you're reaching out to these children, giving them a hopeful future. And you're also taking the burden from families who will do just about all they can in order to ensure that their children have a value-based education in a Catholic school. Let us begin with a prayer as we go over to the tote board, and the tote board is a sign of our hope here today for this telethon. And we have with us Archbishop Gustavo, and we'll go over to Brian, and Archbishop Gustavo will lead us in a prayer.
Hello, everyone. This is Brian Grundhofer. I'm the president of Wellmed and the Wellmed Charitable Foundation. We're going to start our telethon with a prayer by Archbishop.
Lord Jesus, we come to you as humble servants. Please help us to have an event that will serve the Catholic school community well, a joyful occasion and a great fundraiser. Direct us, Lord, as we run the lambs to Leaders Telethon tonight. Keep our hearts and spirits focused on our goal, and help us to always remember that everything we have and everything we accomplish comes from you. Amen.
All right. Thank you, Archbishop. What a way to start. Again, my name's Brian Grundhofer. I'm going to be manning the tote board here today. Thus far, as you can see, we're up to $6,635 raised thus far. Wellmed has been blessed to be a part of this community for over 25 years now. And next year, the Wellmed Charitable Foundation will mark its 10th anniversary. Once again, this year, the Wellmed Charitable Foundation is proud to step up and do a $100,000 matching contribution to the Hope for the Future. So what you have here is the telephones ringing, and every dollar that you give by calling these telephones will be matched by the Wellmed Charitable Foundation. Dr. George Rapier, our CEO, has been a big supporter of Catholic education in San Antonio for many years. He knows that the foundation of any community is education. My wife, Mary Jo, is running this telethon behind the scenes somewhere. She's a lot prettier than I am, but unfortunately, you're stuck with me today. But we have always been big supporters of Catholic education, and there's many reasons for that. First of all, I'm a product of Catholic education. Secondly, my son Grayson had the opportunity to attend kindergarten through high school here in San Antonio. He started out at Mount Sacred Heart, and then went to Holy Spirit, and then ultimately graduated from Antonian High School. And now he's a junior at Baylor. We got to see firsthand the impact that Catholic education had on our son. It's a great education, there's no doubt about that. But we also got to see firsthand the learning environment that these kids have. And finally, and most importantly to me, we got to see the faith formation that he received through that Catholic education. That's what Catholic education is all about. That's why we are here today, is to give that opportunity to more kids and to more families. So please help us do that today. Open that door for these kids and these families. Pope Francis talks about Catholicism being the Church of Mercy, and that's what I believe we're trying to do here today. We are asking you to invest in these children, knowing the outcome is going to be a great education, a great learning environment, and also a great faith formation opportunity for these kids. So again, please look into your heart. Consider being that Church of Mercy for these families and these kids. Please call the number on your screen, 844-485-HOPE. And now I'll turn it back over to Deacon Pat.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. As you can see, we have our young people from, I guess right now, Providence High School, as well as St. Anthony High School, and they're taking your phone calls. They're doing what they came to do, and that's help you be generous for these children, for these families, so that they can get a Catholic education. Maybe if you're a Catholic school alum, you value that maybe among the most in your life. Well, so will these children if you help at 1-844-485-HOPE. And it's really kind of good, but I'm going to go all the way over here and see if we can find one of these young people who are not on the phone. And maybe we can talk. Can we talk to you? Oh, okay. You didn't hang up on anybody today. I don't want to be guilty of you hanging up on somebody. You're with Providence High School.
Providence High School.
And your name?
My name is Bianca Solano.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
What is so special about being in a Catholic school, most especially Providence?
I think what is so special about being at Providence, we are able to interact with each other, and we have just such a great relationship, and we just grow with our faith every day.
And what would you say to those who are out there? Why should they give to help a family, help a child, to stand alongside you in a Catholic school, getting a Catholic education?
Because after all, we are the future of tomorrow, and we create, and our future is in your hands. So we believe that every day, that our education is important.
Well, I think it was very special as I've been listening, as you've been hanging up the phone. You've been saying, God bless you. And we are blessed by you, and we're blessed by the people who are calling 1-844-485-HOPE. That's 1-844-485-HOPE. And we have one more who's just waiting for the phone to ring, so hopefully you'll interrupt our conversation. Your name?
Catherine Pryor.
Catherine, and you're at Providence, of course. What grade?
I'm a junior.
You are a junior. All right. Now, what would you say to those families out there to help them understand why it's important that children get a Catholic education?
I personally feel extremely blessed that I've had the opportunity to both pray and learn about God and just my Catholic faith every day in school, and I just think that that's an opportunity that as many people should have as possible. So,
God bless you. Thank you so much for representing Catholic education in such a special way. Let us go over to Richard once again. He's standing by with the Archbishop Gustavo, and let's get their insight into why a Catholic education is such a blessing.
Welcome, Your Excellency, Archbishop Gustavo García-Siller, and thank you for taking time to be with us here on this Lamps of Leaders Telethon.
It's great. It's great to see all these young people and parents and teachers being involved in this event.
Yes, it is. Now, Catholic education is an important work of the Church. How do you see Catholic schools in the bigger picture of creating missionary disciples?
Well, when we say disciples and missionaries, means of Jesus Christ. So we believe that through Catholic education and excelling in in many ways, evolving with science and knowledge and experiences of accomplishments in humanity, we can bring the foundation of all this, the source of all this for us is Jesus Christ. So we believe that through our education and our centers, that we have 44 schools and high schools and other universities, we can connect people with the person of Jesus Christ, for them to know that He's a personal God, and God loves them individually. And knowing of that love, people, they place themselves and surrender themselves to do God's will. So we believe that they can become disciples and missionaries, and that is why we are here raising money, and we hope that all of you who are following in the program will help to get those numbers up. We need your assistance. We need your help. And it's a help to individuals who want to find Jesus Christ and encounter Him, to follow Him, and to become their missionaries.
Excellent. Well, you know, Your Excellency, part of growing our Catholic schools is making sure all students, regardless of economic background, have the opportunity to attend. How important is Hope for the Future's mission of making Catholic school accessible to families who are struggling financially?
Hope for the Future has proven to us and to our schools that it's a great tool to help families throughout all our Catholic institutions. That regarding education, they will be able to receive some help, some monies that will provide for the tuition of their kids. And doesn't matter where that school is located. We want to be an open door for young people, children, to participate of the beauty and the joy of being part of Catholic schools education.
Excellent. And again, this being for Catholic schools, what makes the Catholic school education so unique?
Well, it's because Catholic education integrates the different pillars of formation that an individual needs in the way of socializing, in the way of excellence regarding academics, in the way of spirituality, and also in the awareness of the contribution to the future generations. Every Catholic in Catholic schools should be open to serve the larger picture of the church, their society where they live, their state, the nation.
Excellent. And again, Hope for the Future received over 3,000 applications for tuition assistance this school year, but it was only able to fund 2,000 due to exhausted funds. How can someone help and get the nearly 1,000 children off the waiting list into a class?
Well, in over a year, we have doubled it up, and we can do it this time. So those 3,000 children that they would like to participate of the life of Christ and excel as individuals because they are created to the image of God in the Catholic Church system, they will have an opportunity to do so.
Excellent. Okay, thank you, Your Excellency, and God bless you.
You're
Please
welcome.
keep us in your
A
prayers.
pleasure to be here with you.
Okay, so we've got our first performance for the evening, and it is St. Monica Catholic School Guitar Ensemble, led by Miss Julie Soto.
Glory, the King above all kings.
right, way to go. Let's hear for those St. Monica Catholic School students. And I have with me Miss Julie Soto. I love that name. That's my wife's name. Oh, Lily. Okay, well, that's not my wife's name. But what a wonderful performance by your students today. Tell us what grades you have here with us today.
Oh, I've got everywhere from 2nd up to 8th grade.
Amazing. Now, tell us a little bit about St. Monica Catholic School and kind of where you're located and where we can find more information.
St. Monica is in Converse, Texas, and they have their website on the internet. It's a fantastic website, and it's a wonderfully diverse school. We have a lot of activities and a lot of very happy kids there.
Excellent. And principal's name?
Principal name is Joanne Wood.
Excellent. So, again, if you want more information, find them on the web. And, again, thank you so much. Let's hear it for these wonderful St. Monica Catholic School students. I want to thank you all for being here. Remember, when you're singing, you pray twice. And God bless you all. Let me remind you of that phone number again, 844-485-HOPE. Again, that's 844-485-4673. All right, we'll be going to a video next, a break and a video with an Antonian College Preparatory student. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Good job. Sorry. Okay, so you're not Julie Soto.
Antonian senior Amanda Pena comes from a family that believes in Catholic education. It is no doubt a financial sacrifice to provide one child with a Catholic education. But the Penas have done so for all of their children by sending them to St. Matthew and Antonian College Preparatory. For their part, Amanda and her siblings that attend Antonian, Brother Joseph, who is a junior, and Sister Sarah, who is a freshman, all focus themselves to be the best they can, immersing themselves in school life to be able to gain every benefit that a Catholic education offers. They work hard in the classroom, evidenced by Amanda's rank as salutatorian in the class of 2015, and in sports, where each is a multi-sport athlete. Amanda herself is a member of the 2014 Girls TAPS 5A State Champion cross-country team, a defensive standout on the Lady Apache basketball team, and also has participated in Antonian track and softball. As if this weren't enough, Amanda serves as a soccer referee within the community and is an active member in a variety of Antonian extracurricular clubs such as the Rosary Club, the Latin Club, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, and the Antonian chapter of the National Honor Society.
So Hope of the Future has really helped our family out. So we went to the school and affording the cost and everything, but hopefully now in the future I can go into whichever college I choose to go and be able to give back, knowing that they helped me a lot, and I'm really grateful, and I think our family really appreciated it.
Amanda's life in Catholic school is certainly an active one, and one which her tireless energy serves her well.
Thank you. This is Brian. I'm back at the Totes board. We're about up to $7,115 thus far. Please give generously. Please consider calling the number on your screen, 844-485-HOPE, and make these telephones ring. That's what we're here for today. I'd like to give a quick acknowledgement to my broadcast mates, Richard Reyna and Deacon Pat Rogers. They're two longtime pros in the community, and I really appreciate them being patient with the new guy here. So at this point, I'll turn it over to Deacon Pat for an interview.
Well, you just happen to look best on the, just happen to look best with the vest. That's it. And keep that up, and you're setting a standard we just can't match. We're glad to have with us right now Doug Cross, who is the Hope for the Future founding board member and alum of Mount Sacred Heart Catholic School, Central Catholic, and St. Mary's University. Did I leave anything out?
Well, actually, I was an alum of St. Paul Catholic School. I'm on the board of Mount Sacred Heart. You know how those sisters are. They'll reconnoiter you anytime they can.
Now, why did you get involved with Hope for the Future to begin with? What was it that motivated you to take on that initial role as chair?
When I started Catholic school in 1951, it cost my father $1.50 a month for my tuition. That was half an hour's pay. That's because we had religious that worked for nothing. They loved us, they took care of us, they educated us, and they gave us a future. So when the religious started to retire and not be replaced, we had to replace them with lay people, and now we have to replace those religious with dollars.
Now, if you were talking to a family, and you are right now, who's considering whether they're going to donate or not, whether they're going to give or not, what would be the primary reason you'd give them to reach into their pocket and give to this Lambs to Leaders Telethon?
Well, these young people deserve the same wonderful opportunity that we had for a great life. The relationships that I made in Catholic schools, the education that I received, have made it an easy life for me. Don't these young people deserve the same easy life? When you're a parent now and you have to give up a week's pay for a month's tuition, you need help, and we need to provide that help.
Why don't you give them the phone number?
1-844-485-HOPE. That's 485-4673. Keep those dollars rolling in, folks. Look at these beautiful young people that we can help.
And of course, if you would like to give to Hope for the Future online, you can go to hopeforfuture.org. Or if you want to spread the word, you can go to Twitter, and it's hashtag L2L Telethon. So thank you, Doug. God bless you for all the good work that you do as Hope for the Future continues to grow. Right now, let's go back over to Richard Reyna, who has someone special to talk to here this evening.
Thank you so much, Deacon Pat. Again, I'm going to introduce you to Carol Zernial, Director of the Wellmed Charitable Foundation. Thank you so much, Carol, for being with us here today.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
It sure is. It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Great day.
Tell us a little bit about the Wellmed Charitable Foundation.
Well, we are the philanthropic partner to Wellmed Medical Management, which means the employees of Wellmed work with the foundation, and we do good things in the community.
You do some great things. You know, one example of your service to the senior community was helping those affected by a recent apartment fire. Tell us how you helped those individuals.
Well, the Wedgwood fire was a horrible event, and Wellmed Charitable Foundation donated $100,000 with the leadership of Dr. Rapier, and that money went to help them stay into hotels until they could find a new place. We're helping with the first month's rent, and we're going to actually move all of their furniture out once the building is unsealed.
Wow, such Christ-like work that you all are doing. You've offered a matching grant for this evening's event. Why is Catholic school education important for the community?
Well, you've heard from Dr. Rapier, you've heard from Brian Grunhafer. Our leadership really believe in education and the power of education to transform lives, and what better basis for education than a Catholic school education. I mean, we're so pleased to be a part of this project, this telethon, to raise money for all of the children that are on the waiting list.
Awesome. Well, from all of our viewers out there, thank you so much for everything. A tremendous thank you to the Wellmed Charitable Foundation and for all the work you do in San Antonio and supporting tonight's event.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll be heading on over to Brian for the latest total update. Brian.
Thank you, Richard. Yes, the total has increased to $8,615. So again, with the Wellmed Charitable Foundation $100,000 matching gift, that means we've raised over $17,000 thus far. But we would love to give away all that money. So please, please look into your heart and consider making a donation right now. Pick up that phone, make these telephones ring. Again, the number is 844-485-HOPE. And now we're ready for another wonderful performance by the St. Thomas More Catholic School Cheerleaders. Hello, this is Kimberly Gutierrez, and tell us about what this wonderful performance by your team here.
These are our cheerleaders from St. Thomas More Catholic School. We have 3-year-olds up to 6th graders in our cheerleading program. Our school goes through 8th grade. We're on the northeast side of San Antonio. If any of y'all are interested, we're having an open house tomorrow or Thursday from 5 to 7. And a short story, whenever I was fixing to walk out the door, a teacher ran after me and wanted me to give off this check for her. So it is $100 from one of our teachers given to Hope for the Future.
Wow, that's outstanding. $100 from a teacher, that goes a long way. That really shows their dedication and support for what we're trying to do here today. I remember when my little guy was dancing and singing in events like this, but he never got to be on TV. But that's what being part of Catholic education is all about, being able to do these kind of things. It really is wonderful what you're doing.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to turn it over to Richard Rayner for an interview.
All right. Excellent. Okay, so we have with us today Lynnanne Eurton, the Associate Director of Counseling and Student Services. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lynnanne.
Thank you.
Now, you being the Associate Director of Counseling and Student Services, can I ask you, what is your role in the area of Catholic schools?
My role is to assist the students for emotional needs, social needs, family issues, any kind of issue that they're having in the school that they just need a little bit extra help with. So I provide those kind of services directly to the children, and I also provide indirect services to them by supervising. We have 2 great partnerships in the community, one with St. Mary's University and the other with Our Lady of the Lake University, where we now have their interns, their graduate level interns in our schools providing services to our children, and I get to supervise them as well.
That's wonderful. Now, not only are you an employee, but you're a parent of a Catholic school student. Can I ask you, how's Catholic school impacted your daughter's life?
Oh, Catholic school has impacted my daughters. I have twins, so we have to say daughters in every way. I just recently went to my daughter's swim team banquet, and they had the pictures up on the wall from the season, and one of my favorite pictures was the girls together huddled up in prayer before they swam. The best part about that for me is that nobody guided them for that. The coach wasn't there. There was no other parent doing this. They did this on their own. And so what it's provided for my children is the knowledge and the understanding of how to bring faith into every aspect of your life, not just on Sunday at church. They bring it to everything they do.
So you're saying we're 24 hours of Catholic?
We are 24 hours of Catholic.
Excellent. Well, within your position in the Catholic Schools Office, how have you seen Hope for the Future's work firsthand?
Well, I see Hope for the Future's work every day in the eyes of the kids and the smiles of the children that are in our schools that otherwise would not be able to go there. We have so many children, over 2,000 children in our schools right now that are on tuition assistance, and you can't miss it. You just look around and you look at any of our schools and you see the work of Hope for the Future, and we are so grateful for that organization.
That is so wonderful. Again, I do want to remind you that phone number to call is 844-485-HOPE. Again, 844-485-4673. And the website, hopeforfuture.org. And again, if you're tweeting and you want to get the word out there, you want to use the hashtag L2L Telethon. Lynnanne, if I could also ask you, would you like to issue a challenge to any of your friends or colleagues out there?
Well, yes, I'd like to issue a challenge to anyone, but I think I'm specifically going to go to my parish at Holy Trinity and say, let's get 100 donors. 100 donors. Let's do it.
So if you attend Holy Trinity Catholic Church, we want to see 100 calls coming from you right now, because they're going to know if you called in or not, and they'll be calling you afterwards to say, hey, why didn't you call? So again, we'll be turning it over to Brian, our local Havana. Way to go, Brian. Give us the totals.
A lot prettier than I am, like I said before, but I'm doing the best I can up here. So we're up to $9,815. Way to go, San Antonio. I thought I'd take a moment to acknowledge a couple of big gifts that have come in. First of all, a gift from Mauricio Gonzalez for $3,500. Thank you so much, Mauricio. That means so much. That means your contribution is now $7,000 because of the $100,000 matching grant from Wellmed Charitable Foundation. Another one is a good friend of mine, Bill Conley and his wife Carol donated $500. Thank you so much, Bill. I really appreciate the contribution and helping to support Hope for the Future. So again, please look into your heart. Consider making a contribution. The number to call is 844-485-HOPE. 844-485-HOPE. And now we're going to go to a video of a parent and students who are actually receiving help from Hope for the Future.
I love my school so much.
I love to dance and sing and learn about God and Jesus. So when one of the humans go into found Jesus's kingdom.
The teachers are demanding.
I have a really hard teacher actually. His name is Mr. Merluzzi.
They have grown up with me and taught me how to become the person I am today.
Without Hope for the Future, I wouldn't be able to give them this Catholic education. That, for me, is vital, for me, is very important.
I am very big on education. I've always raised her to think higher, and I knew that going through the public school system, it was just not going to work.
I like the fact that it teaches them that through all the trials and tribulations they go through, all good things come through God.
Can't put a price on what we got when we were kids going through Catholic schools, and we want to make sure that our kids have that same advantage. So we do what we can.
We always say our job is to get our kids to college and to heaven.
That integration about what they are studying academically, and then the Christian value, putting all those together, that's the full package there that will make them very successful and very effective in our society.
I recently became a single parent. And so that, of course, brought upon, changes and challenges, all that we were faced with, including, okay, how are we going to handle Catholic school now?
This particular family, of 3, their mom was trying the best, but she couldn't afford it. I remember her coming to the office crying because of Hope for the Future that was providing subsidies for them. They were able to go back to school that they loved.
Because of rising medical bills, Hope for the Future has allowed us to keep our kids in Catholic education because it's helped.
Asking for that help and knowing that it existed and we were in need of that Hope for the Future was there.
Well, Hope for the Future has enabled me to be able to provide her with this good education, and without them I wouldn't be able to do it, and so I thank them from the bottom of my heart. You do what you have to do, and you get up early and you just keep going. You work through it because it's worth it to be able to hear them, the way she speaks, and she's just getting smarter and smarter.
She stands a little bit taller, a little bit prouder, and she speaks very clearly. I tell her all the time, this is why we're doing this. This is why I get up and go to work every day.
That's why I'm so grateful to Hope for the Future. But I know Hope for the Future won't exist unless we can support them, unless we can contribute with whatever we have. Please be generous. This is a life-changing for our children and for our community.
This fall I plan to attend a Catholic university, in fact, and it's only because of the blessings I've received from Hope for the Future and the values that I have learned from my Catholic education.
When I grow up, I want to be a scientist.
I want to go into medical.
I want to be a dentist for children.
When I grow up, I want to be a business owner.
I want to become a counselor for autistic children because I like helping people.
And we have with us a Catholic school parent and a school member from Blessed Sacrament Catholic School, Matthew Delgado. Way to go. I love to hear that bell ring. And that bell rings every time you call 844-485-HOPE. That's 4673, and make a donation of $500 or more. So I want to hear that bell ring over and over and over. Yes, I'm talking to you right there. Let's get those phone lines lit up, or go online. Again, hopeforfuture.org. Matthew, thank you so much for joining us today here on this wonderful Lambs to Leaders Telethon.
Well, thank you for inviting me out to support such a great cause. I appreciate it, Richard.
Excellent. Again, I understand both you and your wife attended Catholic school. Where did you all attend?
Yes, sir, we sure did, and we're very proud of it. Myself, I went to OLPH for grade school and Central Catholic for high school. My wife went to Blessed Sacrament for grade school and Ursuline Academy for high school.
Wow, way to go.
In addition, our son, who is 6 years old, is a first grader at Blessed Sacrament. So we have future generations that we're looking to provide for.
Which is always a good and holy thing to do. I want to thank you for that. I'm sure sometimes that's challenging, but that's incredible. How has your Catholic schooling contributed to your career progress?
Well, the values you receive when you attend a Catholic school help you learn the value of hard work, dedication, and good Christian Catholic values, which really help you succeed in your workplace. And it really makes you stand apart because people inevitably approach you and ask you, why are you so different? What makes you successful? And it always goes back to that Catholic education.
It sure does, especially when you get the opportunities to reflect Christ and his message and the good news to anybody you run into. I totally agree with what you're saying. Well, what do you see is the significance of passing on the gift of a Catholic school education to children, particularly those of low income?
Well, knowing that the majority of Catholic students are on some form of financial assistance, it's very critical that we continue to support Catholic education, especially for those families and those students who do not have the means or the resources to provide for that Catholic education. And part of the values that we receive as Catholics and Christians is to share our resources with those who are less fortunate. And it's really a great opportunity for these kids to get a good Catholic education and provide for a better life than what their parents may have been able to provide for them.
Wow. Again, some exciting times going on, some exciting things going on. But is there anybody out there listening or viewing today that you'd like to issue a challenge, maybe one of your friends, maybe your parish?
Well, definitely, since I'm a graduate and alumni of Central Catholic, I have to challenge all of my Central Catholic brothers to make a donation, support Hope for the Future, support Catholic education so that's there for future generations and that we can all continue to give back.
And that number for them to call is?
The number is 1-844-485-HOPE 4673, or you can always go online to hopeforthefuture.org.
Excellent. Again, hopeforfuture.org. And I do want to thank you for your time being with us here today. Please join me, all of you all, in welcoming the Little Flower Catholic School Orff Musical Ensemble, directed by Miss Esther Ortiz.
Esther? Esther, don't look nervous. After what you did with these young people, you shouldn't be nervous at all. Are you kids nervous today? No, not at all.
They're very confident. They've learned their assignment. They're great. I love teaching them. They're wonderful.
What age
very
group?
well-behaved children. Very
What age group do we have here?
We have 5th graders here. We only have half the 5th grade class here. So we're very proud to have these. The other half performed recently at Antonian High School, and they received a superior evaluation for their performance. So we're very proud of this group.
Very good. Where are the 5th graders? 5th grade? Raise their hands. Raise your hands. Everybody's a 5th grader. Wow, wonderful. Well, congratulations. You kids were wonderful. When you are giving to our telethon, you're helping children just like these get an extraordinary education. And it is exceptional, but value-based and Catholic, which is so very important. As you talk to the people who are watching this telethon right now, what is it that you would say is most important for them to realize the opportunity they're providing?
Well, I am a product of Catholic school education. I went from Catholic school from kindergarten all the way to college. I graduated from St. Mary's University. And it was my education that has taught me to be the person I am today. And I feel like I have tried to follow in Christ's footsteps, tried to be a disciple of Christ. But the most important thing is that when I was a student at Little Flower School, my teacher, my music teacher, Sister Josephine, was the one who inspired me to go into music and to take up the violin. And that's what I hope to do today with these children. I hope to inspire them just like Sister Josephine did for me at Little Flower School. And I don't think you would ever get that one-on-one connection in any other school, but in a Catholic school.
When you, Little Flower is such a historic school. Yes. It is so much a part of the families' lives who have children there, but also who've been there, much like you. It is an integral part of the community, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We have very famous alumni from Little Flower School. As you know, Henry Cisneros and Rosie Castro, Julian Castro's mother, Diane Gonzalez-Bertrand, who is an award-winning book writer, Delma Moraida, award-winning book illustrator. We have so many lawyers, politicians, teachers. I can't name how valuable and how critical the alumni of Little Flower School has been to the community of San Antonio.
Absolutely. And 1-844-485-HOPE. That's 485-4673. And all of these young people are our future, and your contribution to our telethon will make something wonderful happen for all of us. Let's go over once again to Richard Reyna, who's going to be talking to someone from Wellmed.
And just like that, Little Flower Catholic School, my wife and I, the teacher we had in 1st grade, is at Little Flower Catholic School. Sister Genevieve, we're so blessed to know her, that she's still around and kicking, and she looks like she's 2 years old. Okay, so here we go. I have with me Christina Hodie. She's a parent and alumni of St. Anthony Catholic School. And thank you so much for being with us here on this wonderful Lamps Leaders Telethon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, definitely. I love having as many people as I can. What effect has Catholic school had on your family life as a child and as a parent?
Well, I think it's been very positive all along. I really enjoyed Catholic school as a child growing up. I was a very shy child, and so...
No way!
Yes. Oh, yes. And really, it was a great experience. Just it felt like a family, and so that was what really helped me get through the first few years of my Catholic school experience, and then it just became something I loved and have felt very near to my heart ever since.
And now as a parent, how does that feel?
It feels great. My son is also attending St. Anthony Catholic School, and he loves his teacher, he's been there for 7 years.
And just so you're wondering, whenever they ring that bell, that means that we just received another $500 because somebody called 844-485-HOPE. Again, HOPE is 4673. Again, I'm speaking with Christina Hodie. Now, can I ask you, can you talk about the sacrifices you've made or your parents made so you could attend Catholic school, maybe your kids could attend Catholic school?
Sure. My parents actually made lots of sacrifices to send me to Catholic school. I know my dad had a little old car for a very long time. And I know that he was, he felt like he had won $1 million when I graduated. But, it was a sacrifice that they really wanted to make for me.
Now, I was one of those kids who would go home maybe every other month with something stapled to my collar. I didn't know what it was, but it was actually a late tuition notice. Like, oh, no way. And I always knew that weekend I'd be fixing the air conditioners at the school to help offset the tuition costs. But thank you for sharing that. What do you see is the significance of passing on the gift of Catholic education to children, particularly low-income children, or maybe your own children?
Well, I think it's very important. I feel like every child should have an opportunity to attend Catholic school if it is their choice. And so I feel that giving is very important.
Excellent. Now, would you like to challenge somebody else out there watching today to call in?
Absolutely.
Who would that
I'd
be?
like to challenge the Holy Trinity community. Come on.
Excellent. Monsignor Mike Yarbrough, get the word out. We need folks to call 844-485-HOPE. That's 485-4673. And we'll be jumping right over to Brian at the Totals Board.
Thank you, Richard. I'm joined once again by Archbishop Gustavo, the spiritual leader of Hope for the Future, as well as Julie Seguin, the director of Hope for the Future. Julie, why don't you tell us a little bit of the facts about some of the people that we're trying to help here today and some of the recipients of Hope for the Future contributions.
Okay. The families that we help, they come from all over the Archdiocese. About 51% of them are from single family or single grandparent homes. Only 11% of them are non-Catholic. About 87% of them are Hispanic, and 90% of them are eligible for the free and reduced lunch. So that's statistically what the families are. But in real life, in human terms, they're beautiful families who want the best education for their children, and they're looking for a safe environment. They're looking for an extension of their family, and they're looking for ways to nurture their children in the faith, and they're strong academics as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you mentioned grandparents. We have a lot of our patients that are grandparents, and we hear all the time about the need that they have as they try to help their sons or daughters raise their children. So that's a really big need in the community, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd be surprised, Brian. In our out of the 2,100 kids that we help, I think it's about 7 to 8% are being raised by a grandparent or a great grandparent. Amazing! It's amazing.
Yeah. Do you know, can you tell the folks what the average tuition assistance is for most of these families?
Yes, the average tuition assistance, so for the K through 8th grader children, the average tuition assistance there is about $1,200 a year. And then for high school, we've tried to increase that. It's closer to about $1,800. So for example, on an average tuition of $4,000, then we'll be able to take $1,200 off. And then the parents, usually we can divide that out, and that's a little bit more manageable for the parents.
Right. Archbishop, I know this isn't the only event that we have that we try to raise money for Hope for the Future. Can you tell other ways that people can get involved right now?
Yes, well, we have other events, like could be galas, it could be foundations, it could be personal, individual, private donations. And just as a matter of fact, one of the foundations just helped with $200,000 just a few hours ago. So we're very excited, very excited. And also, I invite people in any way that they can help today. Is the opportunity to help young children to get good quality education, and with the foundation of the Catholic faith, which goes and impacts people for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I think that's a really important message that we need to get out there. There is no donation that's too small. Every dollar counts. Remember, that gets matched, so you get to double up on that. Archbishop, I've heard you talk about evangelization a lot. This seems like just an incredible way for people to evangelize.
Yes, in the Catholic Church, we consider that Catholic education is a key venue for evangelization. And that has been considered from the very beginning of the Church. You know, when they began in the institution to formalize in centers of education, they saw that was the best way to evangelize. Nowadays, with the new evangelization and with a culture of secularization, the Catholic education becomes kind of at the heart of this new attempt that Pope Francis has been insisting. We need to get out of ignorance. We need to receive the illumination and the graces that come from God. And both of them, they are met in Catholic education. So we are very blessed to be able to provide Catholic education for families. And when I see families who are striving to do the best for their kids, and we can say, we can help you. And today, people who are following this program can be part of that effort and to say, I will help and donate right now.
So there you have it. Right now, he said. I mean, you can't get a more directed order than that. Right now, pick up the phone and call. And now I'm going to turn it over to Deacon Pat and Richard.
Thank you very much, Brian. Archbishop, thank you so much for all that you're doing this evening, and we will be doing through 8 o'clock tonight. We want to give a thanks to all of the viewers of KCWX. You tuned in tonight, you expected to watch your favorite show, whatever show that happens to be, but honestly, we're here instead. We thank you for your generosity, for allowing us to take the place of your favorite programs and allowing us to be here. We also want to thank Univision KWEX for their generosity, this studio that we're in, and of course Catholic Television for all their effort. There are many people behind the scenes that you don't see that are making this all happen. Richard?
Again, that phone number to call is 844-485-4673, or go to the website, hopeforfuture.org. Hope, F-O-R, future.org. Again, $100,000 put up by Wellmed Charitable Foundation. Your hard-earned dollar will be doubled in benefit to Hope for the Future. If you call in right now, we want to hear from you. If you haven't called in, why not? Pray about it and give us a call, 844-485-HOPE.
And you will be making something very special happen for a family. Take the pressure off the family who's trying to get a Catholic education for their children, a quality Catholic education. So call again, 844-485-HOPE, 1-844-485-4673. We'll be back in just a couple of moments here on our telethon, our Lambs to Leaders Telethon.
Help open doors for Catholic school education. 99% of our students graduate ready for college with critical thinking skills, strong values, and a desire to serve the community. On Tuesday, April 14th, the Lambs to Leaders Telethon, sponsored by Hope for the Future, will raise scholarship funds for children in the community seeking the Catholic School Advantage. Your dollars open doors. Show your support on April 14th and make a pledge by calling 844-485-HOPE. And the Wellmed Charitable Foundation will match your pledge up to $100,000.
I am Ron Aaron.
And I'm Carol Zernial.
You know, Carol, experts agree exercise is critical to our health and wellness, and that's especially true if you or someone you know is a senior.
So in the spirit of doing what's good for us, please join us at the 2015 Run for Seniors, sponsored by the Wellmed Charitable Foundation, and our honorary chair this year is Bexar County District Attorney Nico LaHood.
The race kicks off 8 a.m. Saturday, May 2nd at the Weaving Heights Sports Complex.
For registration and information, go to wellmedgives.org. That's wellmedgives.org, and we'll see you at the run.